Hey guys, it's Charlie. Just a quick heads up, on this podcast we have real, honest conversations. And sometimes that means we touch on sensitive subjects. But this is the Overshare Club. Some of it might not be for everyone, so please take care whilst watching or listening. Now let's get into it. Hello and welcome to the Overshare Club. Today I am joined by salon and business owner, Daisy.
Hi.
Let's get straight into it. Going back to the beginning, did you always know you wanted to be a hairdresser?
I think from the age of about 12.
Okay.
Which is quite young.
Yeah, that's
maybe.
quite early on.
Is it? Yeah. My dad took us to Saint-Tropez every year and I wanted the braids.
Yep.
With the beads on the end and the foil. Everyone had it. And my family were like, I'm not paying for that. My dad was like, I can do it. Man, my dad is like a huge man with massive fingers. And I was like, it's going to look awful. It's going to look terrible. But you know what? He did it and it looked amazing. And I came back from holiday and all the people were like, oh my God, I want that. I want that. So then I was doing it on like little friends, you know, one at the front, here, putting the foil and the beads on. It's like it's 5p a braid.
Get your pocket money in.
Yeah, exactly. And then some people wanted a whole head, so then I had to add up with 5p per braid.
You're making good money at 12 years old.
So it started from there, really. But yeah, I think I always had an interest of making people feel and look better.
Yeah.
And obviously, making yourself feel and look better is always good.
Yes.
And I was terrible at any kind of exam.
So not very academic.
Not academic at all. Everyone in my family will vouch for that. But couldn't stop talking. Hairdressers are generally like that.
Yeah.
It's a great trade to get into. And just always being told you're never going to amount to anything if you don't shut up.
Oh, I hate it when I still think that is something today as well in schools. Yeah. Like, well, you're never going to be anything because you're not academic or whatever. There are so many people that are not academic and who have absolutely thrived in life.
Yeah, I came out with no GCSEs.
Yeah.
And I think that's really important to tell people as well. Not don't try your best.
Oh, yeah.
But there is a lot of kids out there that think that they can't do well because they can't do an exam because they haven't passed their GCSEs. You can. I've made an amazing life for myself.
Yeah.
I still can't spell words like cinema. And I get the mick taken out of me by all of my friends. They're like, you're going where?
Doesn't matter. There's that autocorrect on things now.
Doesn't even seem to work on my phone. I still spell it wrong. But I can do great hair and I can make people feel better and I've earned a living out of it and I'm really happy doing it.
Oh, that's really good.
Yeah.
Would you say you were more creative in school?
Yes, definitely. So things like PE, food tech, drama, I didn't thrive in them, but I did better in them.
Because it wasn't like a written exam.
Yeah. So anything like that, if it came to working as a team, or I'd always be the leader
more
of the
hands-on.
team, I would be bossy. Yeah. I'm not like that now, but you know, it's just who I am.
So did you go from school into college straight away to do hairdressing then?
So everyone left in year 11 and had that sort of summer break.
Yeah.
And my mum sort of said, why don't you just go straight into a salon because everyone's going to be looking for a salon when they leave.
Yeah.
So I just did that and I went straight into a salon. I had 6 months in the salon whilst everyone was having their summer holiday and sort of just got right stuck into it. So by September, when I went to college to do hair, I was a lot ahead of the game a little bit.
Yeah.
And as soon as you get into something that you love doing and then people start rewarding you for it, oh, you're really good at that. Oh my God, that's really good. You've done really well.
Yeah.
You want to do better.
Yeah.
Rather than people going, that's not right. You haven't spelt that right. You haven't done that right. You're not concentrating.
Yeah, because then your mind will just go elsewhere and you go, well, it's almost like someone's told you you're not good enough or you're not good at it. So in your head, you just go, well, I'm not good at it then. Yeah. I've been told I'm not good at it. So then you start telling yourself that you're not good at it.
And the more you get rewarded, the more you want to be even better at it because you like that reward.
Yeah,
you know?
exactly.
So, yeah.
So you did your 6 months at a salon.
Yeah.
Was that basically, was it kind of like an apprentice or was it just sort of like volunteering sort of thing?
No, it was like at the start of an apprenticeship, but I said I can start in the summer if you need me. It doesn't have to be when my college starts. So I started a little bit earlier. No, sorry, it wasn't 6 months, 6 weeks.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, from the end of school to September.
Yes.
It wasn't 6 months, it was 6 weeks. And just got in there, got to know people, got a little bit confident. And then when I started in September, I started at Kingston College. And I did 3 days in the salon, 2 days at college. Or was it one day? It was a long time ago, I can't really remember. But yeah, just flew through. Did it really quickly, again, because the salon just threw me in at the deep end.
Yeah.
I think I moved 2 salons. I went to 2 different salons. I spent a year at a salon, and then I went to another salon, and they pushed me even more. So
that's really good then. So you were literally thrown in at the deep end, but that made you thrive.
Yeah, and I sort of regulate that now to my girls that are apprentices, and I just throw them in.
Yeah.
You know, obviously if they're not ready to do it, they don't.
Yeah.
But I just think getting people washing straight away, putting on toners, do you know what I mean?
But you believe that they can do it as well, so then you're putting it into their head that you can do this.
Exactly.
You are ready to do this.
I've always been taught that's the best way.
Yeah.
You know, there's a lot of girls that are at salons now that have been there 2 years and they can't even put on a toner yet.
They're still making the teas and coffees, sweeping the floors.
Yeah, and the girls that are working with me, they say there's girls at college that they haven't even been allowed to do that yet, and that's crazy after like 2 years.
Yeah.
And they're passed officially.
But you learn more doing the job.
100%.
Rather than just sitting behind the desk, learning about, okay, yes, you do need all this sort of like the theory stuff to understand things, but to better understand it, you need to do it.
Practice makes perfect.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So did you do 2 years at college?
2 years, yeah.
2 years at college, and then did you just carry on working at the salon that you were at?
Yes, I did. And then I was a little bit naughty when I was younger.
Oh.
Yeah. So
why?
I just like to go out and drink, and then, you know, someone would have a fight at a club, and then I wouldn't have time to go home and get changed, so I'd ring my mate and be like, can you just bring in some extra clothes and that to the salon? And I'd still be like
stinking of fags and booze.
So I did get suspended.
Oops.
From the salon
Ooh,
when I was younger. I was a bit naughty. And then I did go off for 6 months and go and do something else.
Okay.
So I tried bar work and working in a hotel and stuff, and always had that niggle in the back of my head that was like, no, I just miss the hairdressing.
Yeah.
So I think that was the turning point when I was like, sort your life out. Mm-hmm. You know what you like to do. You know what you're good at. But I just went a bit wild.
Maybe you sort of like needed, in a strange sort of fashion, you sort of needed that like naughty period, because sometimes you can do something for a while, and you kind of go, is this it? Like, do I actually enjoy this?
You go right straight from school into work life, right? And everyone else is kind of going out, getting drunk, and they don't work Saturdays.
Yeah.
You know, Saturday hairdressing work is a thing. You need to do it, especially as an apprentice. And everyone's like, oh, what, you work Saturdays? Mm-hmm. I'm like, yeah. I'm like, do you have to go in? Well, I can bring in sick. Oh, the amount of things that I used to say had happened.
It's kind of like that old my
dog's died.
Yeah.
But you don't have a dog.
Yeah. Sorry, I meant me cousin's nan's someone's dog. But yeah, sometimes I think, especially going from school age into sort of like your late teen years, your early 20s, I think it's so sort of like shoved down students' throats when they're at school. Like, you need to make your life decision now. What do you want to be? And your interest might be completely different then to what they might be in, I don't know, 2 years, 5 years, 10 years. Yeah. And obviously you can have a change in direction of what career you want to go down. That's what I ended up doing. But I just think, especially like, what is it, 16 that you do your GCSEs? And it's like shoved down your throat going, well, you need to do good in this, because if you don't do good in this, then you're not going to get a job in it. It's like, well...
Yeah, some people go through the whole of their life not knowing what to do, and they bounce from job to job, and they're never really happy.
Yeah,
you know? Yeah. So I feel lucky that I found what I wanted to, and yes, I did veer off on a side track.
It's a life experience.
Yeah, but at least it brought me back to where I knew what I was good at, and the pub life isn't all that.
No.
You know? You can drink on the job.
Yeah.
You can have fun at the pub and whatever, but it wasn't where, my creative side lied.
Yes, I worked in a pub. How old was I? I think I must have been 21 maybe. I only lasted 6 weeks.
Yeah.
And it was like the tiniest pub. Like, it wasn't even really a busy pub. It was just like a teeny tiny pub, just your locals. And they were all whiskey drinkers. And the whiskey was always on the top shelf. I couldn't reach
Did you get
it.
a lipstick?
Yeah.
I have one of them now at the salon.
Yeah.
You have to reach the top colour.
Got mine down there.
Green.
I have to use that sometimes if I've got a really tall client and I can't reach the top of their head. I'm like, let me just get the stool out.
Oh
Sorry.
my god, you use it for that? Do you? I've always thought, what if there's a really, really short person, like 4 foot, that wants to do hair? Because none of them go down low enough.
No.
And my calves are bloody brilliant from standing on my tiptoes all my life.
Oh yes, no.
So-
Sometimes that does come out. The only downside is obviously you go up, but your trolley doesn't go up, so you are
so
sort of
then
like
you're
leaning. Then you kind of going the opposite way. But
The things we do.
I know it's hard. It's hard being a short ass.
What's the saying? Good things come in small packages.
Oh, absolutely.
Absolutely.
So would you say there's, apart from the naughty sort of period, would you say there's been any sort of struggles throughout your hairdressing journey?
I think there's always struggles. Nothing runs perfectly. I would say probably when I was setting it up. So I worked at a salon and I was giving everything to this salon, and they were saying to me, come up with ideas, do this, do that. So
Was it sort of like the tiered sort of like salon where you've got like junior stylist, senior stylist?
Yeah. So they
Is that still a thing now?
Yeah.
Is it?
So. Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah. Well, we have it at ours. We have price brackets. But they said, go home. We want to. You to all think of something, whatever. So we sat down and I sort of came up with all these ideas, and I said, and I was really passionate about it. I wanted to make this salon better. I was managing it, whatever. Came back with all these ideas, and I was just shut down. No, that's not going to work. Sit down. And about a month later, they sat us around again and said, right, we've come up with this amazing idea. And I was like, sorry, that was my idea a month ago. Oh, no, it's different. And I was like, if you want us to bring ideas to the salon, at least recognise me for it.
Yeah.
And I think I'm really glad that they did that in the end, because that was the turning point where I sort of went home to my mum and I was like, I feel like nothing I do is good enough. I'm the most busiest in the salon.
But just being dismissed.
I'm running it, but I'm not ever getting thanked for it, and the money's crap.
Yeah.
So I think that was the turning point where my mum was a massive influence in my life and said to me, well, why are you doing it for other people? Why don't you do it for yourself? And I was like, I don't know if I can do that. It's a massive step. But yeah, starting off, that was hard because you don't know how many people are going to call once you leave the salon.
Yeah.
What if I fail? What if no one calls?
Yeah.
What if
there's
someone
lots of
comes?
what ifs.
And what if I ruin their hair and I haven't got anyone to back me up? Even though
Yeah.
I was managing the salon, it's a scary moment, right?
Yeah.
Who do I insure with? Who do I do this with? Who do I set up that with? And obviously the leafleting back in the day, you'd do 500 leaflets and one person would call and then they'd cancel, and you'd be like, that was one person out of that 500. Or putting those things in the post office. Oh, I'll pay for 2 weeks this time. Back in the day. Whereas now we've got social media. So starting up was a struggle.
So did you just go fully like self-employed then?
Yes.
With going mobile, renting a chair?
Yes.
Or...
So I left the salon and said I'm going mobile. And a few of the clients, quite a few, rang me and they followed. And it just started off from there, really. I was mobile for 10 years.
Okay.
And I loved it.
Yeah.
I loved moving around and stuff. But it was hard work. Some people would be up in a flat. And you know what it's like carrying your case up to a flat, and then they say, I want to change your colour this time, and I had all the colours in the boot in case they wanted to, so I'd run back downstairs and I'd grab that colour and I'd come back up, and then I'd be like, oh my god, I haven't got that, so I'd run back down. And then the time that the hair takes to develop, you're wasting time then, right? You're wasting all that time. But we had nice chats, we had, I got to see
and the
people's
travelling
lovely
in between as
houses.
well.
Yeah, the travelling and time keeping was essential, really, because if someone needed to go and get their kid from school, but if you were half an hour late and there was traffic, you'd only have time to do a half head instead of a full head. But it worked for that space of time until I had kids.
Yep, and it does change the dynamic of everything.
It changes everything.
So after having kids, did you continue going mobile, or is that when you decided, actually, no, I want to have my own place?
So I was mobile for 2 years after having my daughter. And then we moved into a property that we owned, that we bought, and it had a side garage separate from the house. And I said, that's perfect. We can do that up. And then COVID hit.
Good old COVID.
Smack bang the week before it opened.
Oh no!
Yeah, so it actually worked out to be amazing.
Okay.
So although it sounds like it was bad, it wasn't, because I then got paid by the lovely government for being closed, and managed to do my house up, but also managed to market it and put forward to everyone that it's a safe space, that instead of going into a massive salon when we're allowed back and there being 14 stylists as well as all the other clientele, there's just you and me. And I think a lot of people thrive through that at home.
Yes,
and you must have maybe done the same if you were doing it then.
I wasn't doing it then. That was sort of like my transition period. So during COVID is when I was pregnant. But I was working for a design agency before I ever became a hairdresser. So but I was doing hair extensions and I was doing like hair up. I did the whole hairdressing thing like completely backwards. I started out doing updos and that sort of thing. Yeah. Then I got into hair extensions, and then people kept saying to me, "Do you do hair colour?" I'm going, "No." So that's when it was sort of after, was it the year of COVID? No, it was the year after COVID. That I was sort of in the job that I was doing sort of hair extensions on the side. I mean, this room was literally, I had my desk set up over there with my salon chair here, so I would literally go from one job to the next, like literally just turn my chair around. But I was working like 7 days a week, and I was like, it got to a point where I thought, I need to make a decision. Do I want to do this or do I want to do this?
And that is a scary move. Completely,
especially being on a salary and then going to what the hell am I going to earn each, because obviously because I was only doing it on the side, it wasn't as if I had like full books or whatever. And because I was only doing the updos and the hair extensions, I thought, well, if I want to do this full time, then I'm probably going to have to do the hairdressing as well. And I did want to do hairdressing, but because I was almost 30, I can't remember now. Yeah, almost 30. In my head, I'm going, oh, it's too late. It's too late to be a hairdresser.
It's never too late.
And it wasn't until I had a conversation with my dad, and for years he has said to me, why don't you just do hair? Why don't you just do hair? You like doing hair. And I was going, no.
It's always the parents that are there to give you a tiny little push, isn't it, in the right direction.
So, and then when I was saying to him that I don't want to be sat behind a desk anymore, and don't get me wrong, like, I loved the people that I worked with, but then when COVID hit, we went from working in an office to working from home, and after COVID, we didn't go back to the office. I'm such a people person, so I want to be surrounded by people. So just working from home and like, you'd have your morning calls or whatever for half an hour.
I couldn't do it.
But that was it.
Talking to the wall.
I was losing my mind, and obviously because I just had a baby as well, and I just got into a really sort of like bad mental state, and I was like, right, I need to make a choice now. So then it was my dad that ended up finding me like this evening adults hairdressing course. And he said, right, I found this, apply for it and just go for it. And it was the best decision I ever made, because not only was it something that I was interested in and wanted to do and really liked doing, but obviously sometimes with hairdressing, when you're pushed into, when you're a student at 16 and people are saying to you, right, you've got to make your life choice now, and you kind of go, hairdressing.
Decision,
Yes, not everyone of that age. Some people, like yourself, have a real interest in it and want to do it, whereas other people are doing it for the sake of, well, I don't know what else to do, so I'll do hairdressing. So whereas this course, because it was all adults and it was women, it was open to men as well, but it was just women that were in our class. They were all sort of like, we all had the sort of same mindset, like, okay, let's give this a try. Or we've got to a point in our lives where we're not really sure what we want to do, but we've got an interest in hair, so we'll do it. So we all had that sort of common ground, and I made some really good friends out of it as well. So it was just sort of like it sounds corny, but brought me back to life.
Yeah.
I was doing something that I enjoyed. I was meeting new people that
And
were
that
sort of
just
along
shows
the
as
same
well
wavelength.
that it's never too late to
Exactly.
do it. It's never too late to change your career.
Yeah, but I do remember that phone call that I made to my boss, and I'd sort of, in my head, I was going, I need to make the choice, and I remember speaking to my husband about it. He's going, you're just going to have to go for it. He said, but if we're going to go for it, we're going to go for it. Like, we'll get the place set up with a backwash and everything. We won't take people upstairs and wash them over the bath or whatever like that. So I remember ringing up my old boss. I was like, no, I texted him first. I said, oh, can we just have a, because we were going into the office the following day. I was like, can I have a word with you tomorrow? And he always knew if I ever said something like that, something was playing on my mind. So he instantly knew, and he went, well, I'm free now. Do you want to talk about it? And I'm going,
wait.
I was like, yeah, okay, give me 5 minutes. And those 5 minutes, I went, what do I say? So then I rang him, and he went, what's up? And I think I remember saying something like, right, I'm going to say this really quick, because if I don't say it now, I'm not going to say it at all. Said, I'm thinking about leaving, and I think I'm going to go into hairdressing. And I just went really quiet, and I had tears building up in my eyes, because I almost felt like...
You were letting him down.
Yeah, because it was only a small company. It was like a family-run type company. I'd worked there for 9 years, and as I said, we all got along really, really well. So when I said it to him, he was like, okay then. And he was like, let's talk about it a bit more tomorrow. And he was really, really good about it. And he said, just have a little think over, make sure it's what you want to do, and blah, blah, blah. So then I went in the following day and I spoke to him, and I was like, yeah, it's something I just need to do it. I said, my head's not in what I'm doing anymore, just sitting behind a desk. I said, I need to be surrounded with people. I was really, really honest with him, and I thought, God, he's going to like... But he was really good about it, and he was like, he could see how much I was enjoying doing the hair side of things, and he was like,
that cares about you wants what you want, right?
Yes, exactly. Yeah. And so all of them were really, really good, and it actually went in my favour, because a year later we had all gone to one of my old colleagues' wedding. And obviously AI is a huge thing now, and I worked in the marketing side of things.
Yeah.
And they actually said to me, we are glad you left when you did, because it was on your terms. Because basically the companies that we sort of did work for, AI was just taking over all the marketing. I wasn't needed anyway. So they were either going to have to get rid of me or make me redundant, or I would have had to do a job that I didn't want to do. So everything just sort of aligned and worked out.
And I think it does when something's right. Yeah. It just flows and it works, and that proves to you that you're on the right path.
Yeah. And then it sort of worked out as well, because so I did my first year of hairdressing. As I say, it was only 2 evenings a week, but I'll still do it. It's when I was still at my old job. I was doing sort of like hair on the side. So I was building a bit more of a clientele. And then when I finished doing my hairdressing, I just thought this is when I made the decision to like fully go for it. And my old tutor of my first year of hairdressing, she ended up messaging me one day and said something. She was going to Australia for 6 weeks. And she said, would you mind taking on some of my clients for 6 weeks? And I was going, yeah, okay. Like, bearing in mind, this was only 2-3 years before that I'd done my hairdressing. So the fact that she had trust in me already to take on some of her clients, I was like, oh my God, like this is coming from my head tutor. This feels quite good. And like you say, that reward sort of thing.
Yeah, and also throwing you in.
Again.
Yeah.
So I was like, yeah, okay then. She went, well, actually, I need to ask you a bigger favour. I was like, what? She was like, we're thinking of moving to Australia.
I knew you were going to say that, yeah.
So can you take them on permanently?
Amazing though. Who gets that? Given to them.
Yeah, I was like, okay then. So literally she sent me like all her clients, and then that was it. My books were full.
Yeah,
I was
amazing.
Like, how has this even happened? But I'm very much a believer in everything happens for a reason.
100%.
And yeah, that was just kind of like, it just all aligned, and touch wood, everything has just worked out since.
Good.
So yeah, it's just
Meant
funny
to be.
how it's just funny how things
develop
and yeah, if you put your mind to it, you know it's what you want to do.
But life shouldn't be a struggle. You know, if you're on, I'm quite a spiritual person, and if
Same.
I think most hairdressers are, you know, and I seem to attract spiritual clients to you as well, because that's what we talk about a lot in salon, and there's not a lot of people that sit there and go, I don't believe it.
No.
You know.
No.
And I do seem to attract them, and you just get an aura off of them as well,
Yeah,
I think.
it's that like vibe, isn't it?
Yeah.
And you can always spot the ones that are all like almost more spiritual sort of thing, and you kind of bring it up in conversation a little bit, so you see what's their reaction to it.
And then you've got something in common, and then they're feeling your sort of vibe, and it's nice.
Yeah,
it's nice.
Yeah, definitely. So where are you at the moment in hairdressing? Like, are you doing anything in particular?
So we've just started bringing in extensions.
Oh yes, which ones?
They are mini locks.
Okay.
They're mainly for, I've had really thin hair my whole life. My mum's had fine hair. I've gone through a lot of stress, which has made my hair fall out.
Yep.
And had like telogen effluvium. I've had it quite a few times, where obviously it's just shedding and shedding. You never go bald, but you lose a good half of your hair.
Yeah.
It's happened about 3 or 4 times in the past couple of years. And just putting those mini locks in, just the sides, to fill it out, just makes people and myself feel so much more confident in having fuller hair.
Yeah.
And I think a lot of people are going through menopause.
Yes.
A lot of people after COVID lost their hair.
Yeah.
And a lot of people are really struggling. Also the injection, the
I was just about to say, yes.
Losing hair from that as well. So anything that obviously triggers your body into shock is going to put your hair in the shedding phase.
Yeah.
And just trying to educate people in that as well, that is hard, but it's coming up now loads, isn't it? Because of the GPL1, lots of more people are knowing about it. But I actually found out about it probably about 7 years ago when I went through it, and no one had. I asked hairdressers, and no one had ever heard of it. They were like, telogen or what? And no one had heard of it. And I actually, I was experiencing it, and I was like, why? I'm a hairdresser. Why is all my hair falling out? Why have I lost half my hair? My husband was in the industry at the time, and he said, speak to Mark Blake. He's a trichologist. Yeah. So my husband knew him. So he gave me a good hour of his time over the phone and explained to me what was going on. And I was so thankful. I was nearly in tears. I was like, I just needed to know, not just for myself, but if it happens to somebody else, and I don't know the technical reason behind it of why it's happening. Yeah. You know, nowadays you could ask ChatGPT and it just explain it to you, but you know, we didn't have that then. So I was really grateful to him as well that he explained it, and my hair got a lot better. And I've gone through operations and grievingness through my mum and loss, and it shed loads. But at least now we know why it happens, what we can do to prevent it. So I started doing these mini locks mainly just for people that had the sides that had gone.
Yeah, because it does make a big difference.
Just filling it out.
I think a lot of people think that they think of hair extensions and it's long, blonde, Barbie doll sort of thing, not like to be stereotypical, but that is what comes into people's heads sometimes, especially when you're talking to sort of an older generation and they think of hair extensions. That's what they vision in their head. Yeah. It's like, no. And quite a few of my hair extension clients are sort of 35 and over now. Like, I wouldn't say I've got many younger clients. I mean, I do, and they want the long, the thick, the blonde sort of thing. But actually, a lot of my hair extension clients, because they've gone through the same sort of thing, either they've gone through hair loss or they're going through the thinning stage due to menopause and all this sort of thing. And it's not that they want really thick, just long hair. The sides and not they just want it looking natural and just to give them a confidence boost. That's pretty much what it is. But with the hair loss and the hair thinning, have you found a lot of people are looking for the shampoos, the conditioners, the supplements?
Yeah, they don't really do much though, really.
No, but through my own sort of like research, I've found I think there's this thing at the minute where people or some sort of brands are sort of almost profiteering off hair loss and that
because of the GPL1 as well, and that's how they market it. Have you had GPL1? Have you had massive weight loss? This is what you need to take.
Yeah, but in my head, and I can't remember where I heard it or who said it, but I'd seen something and it said something about that hair loss or hair thinning is something on the inside.
Yeah.
It's not on the outside.
No. So anything,
it's
shampoo, serums, not
it's external, so it could help possibly, but it's what's going on the inside.
It's food, it's nutrition. I've actually recently started taking collagen.
Yeah.
And we found that a lot of people that were coming in, there's been a massive surge of people taking collagen recently, right?
Yeah.
And I was seeing in my clients who have finer hair like myself, I was like, wow, what have you been doing to your hair? It looks great. Like, it looks much thicker. It's growing really long. Your roots are massive. Like, what have you done? And 80% of them were saying that they've been on collagen.
Mm-hmm.
And about 60% were saying it's nutrition geeks.
Yeah.
So I started telling other clients about it before I ordered it myself, and I've been on it probably about a month now, and it does feel different.
Yeah.
And I know that's something you're putting in your body, but I do feel like the collagen's definitely helping. Like you said, I've been through the shampoos, the Kerastars Anti-Fall. And yes, it does make it feel nice when you blow dry it, but it's not going to change.
Yeah, it's almost like making your existing hair, it's just making it feel thicker, but it's not actually coming from within the scalp to make the hair thicker. And I think that's what a lot of people are sort of, not by any fault of their own, but these other sort of like products or brands, that's how they market things.
Yeah.
Like, oh, this can give you thicker hair, and it's like, yeah, it's making the strands that are already existing on your head appear to be thicker, but it's not actually making your hair grow anymore.
And what's really confusing for clients, like, we see it because we're on that industry and we're on that side, but I see a lot of my clients just getting so confused because once you start searching something up on your phone, millions of stuff comes up, but everyone's kind of one person saying one thing, one person saying another, and they're like, I don't really know what to believe.
Yeah.
Like, someone saying you have to eat healthy to make your hair grow. Other people say use this serum. Other people say you've got to cut it every 6 weeks and get the ends off. So they're like, there's so much information out there, but it's all different, and I don't know which one to believe.
Yeah.
So we educate our clients quite a lot in the salon, which I've found as well, a lot of people that have come from other salons don't have. Even just that to shampoo your hair twice, or to not put conditioner on your roots, or little tiny things. Heat protection. Some people have come to the salon and said, oh, I've never been told that before. And
it can just be like the most minor thing that can make a difference.
Yeah, and just educating them about, you wouldn't go to a dentist, would you? And they wouldn't educate you on how to brush your teeth, what is the best toothpaste to use. And that is what hairdressers should be doing. Instead of saying, are you going on holiday? Are you doing this? That's a nice chat. But while they're sitting in your chair, not only make them feel and look good, but educate them on how to keep that good.
Yeah.
In that 6 weeks that they're at home. One, so it makes it easier for you when
That's
they come
what I was
back.
just about to say. Yeah.
It's an easier job, and it's easier for them for styling, for maintenance, giving them the right services, like maybe hair Botox. We do that at the salon, Brazilian blow dries.
Yeah.
Things like that are going to help their hair, make it less work for them at home, quicker drying times. And, the overlapping that I've seen other salons do, overlapping the bleach, and they don't understand why it's breaking. And there's a lot of that about.
Yeah. See, when people say hairdressing's easy,
it's not.
No, it's not.
It's not.
There's all these different little things.
So last year we actually we did a massive renovation at home. So we used to be in the garage, and we recently came into some money, and we thought, what's best to put it into the house, because that obviously gets the money back. And we did a massive side extension, bringing the salon into the house and making it double as big as well.
Oh, okay.
So when that opened, we changed our name to Ohana.
Yeah.
And that really, really helped as well with like clients coming in and thinking it's somewhere different and seeing the progress of the build and stuff, people going past.
Yeah.
So that's been amazing as well.
Where does Ohana come
So
from?
Ohana, where does the name come from?
Yeah.
So this is a heartfelt story.
Okay.
So my mum passed away 2 years ago.
Yeah.
And we bought this house, and my mum and myself chose the house. And she always sort of said it's 151A, but it's quite a big property. And she said it really deserves a name.
Yeah.
And we used to go around looking at all the lovely big houses and say, we could call it that, we could call it that. And my mum came up with, you should call it White Gables.
Okay.
Because it has gables. And I was like, Mum, break that down. White Gables. I was like, I just can't call my house that. Like, that's not the one. And she was like, oh my God, can you say it like that?
Yeah, I didn't hear that at first.
That's all I heard. White Gables. And I was like, no.
Completely different type of salon.
Yeah. So obviously we never called it that. And then she passed and time went and we never named the house. And I was like, look, I really want to name the house. It has to be something to do with Mum. And my daughter was really into Stitch at the time. So it was actually
This is where my head was going.
that came up with it because it said Ohana. And Ohana means family. And family never get left behind or forgotten. And I kind of thought, and then Darcy went, Ohana House. And I was like, oh my God, that sounds amazing. I love it. Ohana House. So we called the house Ohana House. And then when we were having this refurb, me and my husband said, do you think it's now a good time to like rebrand? And we were like, do we do it? Do we not? Because a lot of people knew us as Hair, Hands and Tans, and I'd been that for 15 years.
Yeah.
But the salon had changed a lot, and it was changing a lot, and I was bringing employed staff in, and I thought, no, this is a good time to change. We are going up. We're getting bigger. We're doing more. We now do beauty, spray tans, and we're doing a lot more. So I think you either go for it or you don't, right?
Yeah.
And we just went for it, and we didn't know how it was going to go. We didn't know whether people wouldn't know us anymore and we'd get less followers, less people come in, people would get confused. But it's actually been amazing, and we changed it to Ohana Hair and Beauty so that it went in with the house's name as well. Yeah. And it all ties in together.
Aww. Oh, that's a lovely story.
It's quite a nice, and it's got a bit of her in it as well.
Yeah.
And I feel like she was the person that helped me get into it and was always behind me, pushing me, you know, to go for it and do well. And it'll be fine. It will work. It will build. Grow it and it'll build.
Aww.
Build it and it'll grow even.
Oh, she was right.
She was right.
She was right.
She was right. She always was.
So would you say that's your proudest achievement?
Yes, I think my proudest achievement is being exactly where I am now.
Yep.
People always said to me, do you want a high street salon? Do you want this? Do you want that? And people always used to go, why do you just want a salon from home? And this is back then when hardly anyone had a salon from home.
Yeah.
And we were younger and people were like, well, don't you want a high street salon? You
know, like high street salon was like the success.
Yeah. And I was like, no. And they were like, what? Why wouldn't you want that? And I was like, because I want to be at home with the kids.
Yeah.
I don't want to be that mum that goes home at 9 o'clock on a Thursday night because the salon's open.
Yeah.
And I don't want to be that mum that can't go on holiday, or if I go on holiday, the salon's still open and you're still working. You know, I want to work the hours I want to work. I want to change the hours if I want to. I want to take a day off if my son's going to prom. I want to take a week off if I want to take my daughter on holiday.
Yeah.
And we've now built it up where I've got people working for me, and the vision is that they can work in there. Yeah. And I can go on holiday in the future. But I've got a girl who's only just passed last week. She's doing absolutely amazing. I've got a new apprentice who's starting in September. So that's the long-term goal. Yeah. But I think being exactly where I am now is my proudest achievement.
Oh, I love that. Are there any hairdressers that you look up to or find inspirational?
There's obviously a lot in the past, isn't there? There's loads like Sophia Hilton, and there's loads of sort of older stylists. Yeah. But to be honest, I've never really had one person that I've really looked up to. Yeah. I really think a lot of Rio, who we've both been on a course with. Yeah. And I think she's done amazingly because she mainly because she's herself.
Yes.
And she has projected that you don't have to try and be someone else. You don't have to try and be the stereotypical
You don't have to fit into the box.
hairdresser. She is who she is, and it's worked for her.
Yeah.
And I think she's done amazingly. So it's not necessarily celebrity hairdressers.
No.
That are out now, but ones that have just gone for it and not given a toss what anyone thinks and just been themselves.
Yeah.
And I think as a hairdresser, we all have massive personalities. Most of
completely.
us have ADHD.
Yeah.
Got verbal diarrhea.
Yeah.
And I just think some of us are looked at as well in a way like, well, you're doing hairdressing because you can't do anything else. Or you just play with hair all day. That's another one.
Yeah.
Oh, do I? Okay. Well, I'm kind of using maths and science and adding up and getting told stories by other people, heartbreaking stories that then I take home. And I'm an empath, so I'll sit on that.
Yeah.
And, you know, for your mental health, it's great in one way that you're making people feel better and
but
you're getting
you
that
also
high,
take it on.
But you take a lot on. And that's not because we don't want to. Like, I wanted to be a counsellor. I wanted to sit there and listen to people, and I'm doing both jobs at once. And I love that people can come to the salon and they can cry, they can laugh, they can break down, and I've got tissues on the side for them, and I will give them a big hug.
Yeah.
But I do think that we do get looked at like,
you're just this.
you're just a hairdresser.
But even when you're running your own business as well, like, you'll know you're not just the hairdresser, you're the accountant. You've got to sort out all like the different admin. You've got to sort out all the bookkeeping
The
and
orders, making sure every colour's in it.
maintenance on the salon itself. Like, you've literally, it's a whole world of different jobs combined into one, and I think people forget that.
But that's without you being a mum as well.
Yeah.
You know, like back in the day, and I'm talking about back in the day, but no one used to have a job, you know, we used to just, but now it's like, oh, you've got anxiety, or oh, you're down, or you can't cope today, or you need a day in bed. Yeah, because I'm running a whole business and I've got 3 kids, and you're dealing with other stuff that's happening in your life, which there always is with everybody.
Yeah.
And it's a lot.
Oh God, yeah.
Like, it's okay to not be okay.
Yeah,
sometimes.
I mean, I had one of those days on Sunday, and there was not even anything in particular that was wrong. I just woke up and I was just... the only way I can describe it, there was no high, there was no low, there was just this limbo land of, I don't know what I feel, I don't know what to think, because there are so many things I'm thinking about, but I can't prioritise them. And my husband sort of noticed, within half an hour of me waking up.
They do.
And he was just kind of like, are you in a bad mood? I'm going, no. And he left it. I'm like, okay. A bit later on, you in a bad mood? I'm going, no. He's going, what's wrong? I'm going, I don't know. I don't know what is wrong. There's no here, there's no there. I'm just here. I don't know how to process everything that's going on in my head, because I've not really got anything that's bad going on at the minute. Everything that's going on in my life at the minute is good, but my brain is just going.
I find it happens on a Sunday, and Sunday's your day off. So all through the week, you're getting the kids to school, you're doing this, you're doing that. You've got clients, you've got to be happy, you've got to think about hair colour, you've got to make sure you cut it right, you've got to do this, you've got to make them happy, you've got to listen. And then suddenly on a Sunday, vroom, vroom, and you're like, I've got nothing to do. What am I doing today? And it allows your body to just go, oh,
yeah.
like.
But it's the mundane jobs that come on a
reset.
Sunday. It's, I've got to do the washing. I've got to do this.
You don't have to be there.
Yeah.
You don't have to be there for a client. You don't have to take your kids to school. So it's your chance for your body to just go, shut down.
Yeah.
And that's what I find. And my husband says it's always on your days off that you feel like this.
Yeah.
Because you're allowed to.
Yeah.
You're allowed to. And it's really important, I think, to take those days and just have a day off.
Yeah. Although sometimes, I don't know if you're the same, do you get guilty about it sometimes?
Always, yeah.
I get that guilt that if I don't do the washing,
Yeah.
then the kids' uniforms aren't going to be done, husband's uniform's not going to be done, if I don't do this, if I don't do that, and all these things are going, well, if you don't do it, even though the kids have got other jumpers and school trousers in their wardrobe that they can wear, but I've still got to make sure these ones have got to be washed.
Yeah.
And yeah, I almost get that guilt. And sometimes it can even just be that, okay, I just want to sit down for half an hour. I'll sit down for half an hour. And I really need to sit down for half an hour. But my brain's going, this needs to be done. This needs to be done. Those cups need washing. You've got plenty of other cups in the cupboard, but those cups need washing. And I'm just like, just turn off. Yeah. Please just turn off.
It's like having 100 tabs open.
Yeah. And they don't close, they just minimise.
Yeah. Yeah, I feel you.
Let's talk about your clients. How would you best describe the types of clients that you have?
Oh, I have all different clients. We have clients from the age of 2.
Oh.
Little tiny ones.
Yeah.
Little tiny mini Ohanas to like maybe my eldest would be 70s, I would say, and everything in between.
Yep.
We have quieter clients, we have louder clients, we have hilarious clients, loyal, all of them are really loyal. They've been with us for a long time. Some clients I've had for over 20 years that have seen me at the salon, then followed me and gone through all my life traumas and joys, and I've gone through theirs. So all different types, which I love, because I don't just want to be a child stylist or you know, I like that range because everybody grows. And it's good to have all those different ages. We've got a lot of clients that are at uni, we've got a lot of clients that are in their 40s. Literally the age range is massive, which I love, because every client that comes in is totally different, bringing a different story.
That's what I was just going to say, different topics of conversation, because I think sometimes you can have, I don't know, I mean, I've got one client who she's in her early 20s. And I mean, even to the point of we were listening to a radio station and a song came on. I can't remember what song it was, but we were listening to it and I'm singing along to it. I'm going, oh, I love this song. And she's going, never heard of it. I'm going, what? What do you mean you've never heard of it? And I forget sometimes, I mean, okay, I'm only in my early 30s. But even that 10-year age gap can be so different.
Huge.
I was like, okay, I feel really old now.
Well, we've got a Ruby who's just passed and she's 18. And we were in the salon one day and we were all talking about Elton John. How we love him. We love his songs.
Don't tell me she didn't know who Elton John was.
And she went, oh, yeah, I know Elton John. She's really lovely girl. But the way she talks is just really funny because she's so quiet and she's so little. And I went, something came up and she went, oh my God, you're joking. Elton John's gay. And there was 4 clients in the salon and we all just went, yes, Ruby. And she went, oh my God, never knew that.
Bless her.
Oh my God. She's like, I do know who he is. And we were like, so how did you not know?
Oh, bless her.
Bless her.
She's obviously not watched the Elton John film.
Oh. He's got kids now and everything, though, hasn't he? And he's just such an icon.
I suppose if he has got kids and you didn't know he's gay, then I suppose you're probably not really going to think anything of it.
Him. I love all Elton John's songs, and yeah, he's an icon.
Oh, definitely. And some of the outfits that he's wears.
Oh, I know.
Fabulous.
I know. He just rocks it.
So who would you say is the oversharer? You or clients?
It's probably me.
I'm the same.
I think it usually is the hairdresser. Again,
it's almost like you sort of like try the conversation. If you try it, see their reaction, and then it can either...
I would only say probably me, because there's 50% that are oversharers and probably 50% that aren't.
Okay.
But I'm 100% oversharer.
Yeah.
Like, I am what I am. I wear my heart on my sleeve. If I'm having a bad day and people go, you're right, I can't lie. So I can't sit there and go... I don't overspill to them and make them... I don't want to make them listen to my drama.
Yeah.
But I am an open book.
Yeah.
And everybody that knows me and has been with me for years knows if I'm having a bit of or something's happened, or I've had an argument with Martin.
Yeah.
Or I've had an endo flare up. Do you know what I mean? So
you're an endo sufferer as well.
I am.
Oh,
are you?
Yes.
Yes.
Endo warriors.
5 endoscopies down.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. Oh, there's been times where I've been standing at the salon and had to go back in the oh my God,
the back room.
The back room. Gone out the back to the back room and literally collapsed.
Yeah.
like, it is horrendous.
Yep.
And that's probably, again, one of the struggles, having to deal with that and having my first operation at 16.
Oh, so you got a really early diagnosis.
Again, Mum had it, and Mum pushed and pushed and pushed and said, this is not right. I had a week off school every single month. Didn't help with the old exams. It all kind of ties in together.
Yeah.
But yeah, I had my last one, it was a year ago in January. And yeah, it's everywhere, bowels, everything. And my ovaries were twisted and stuck to my pelvic wall. It's everywhere.
It's horrible. See, I've not got it everywhere. But for me, I knew pretty early on. So I started my period 12, 13. It was sort of like between year 7 and year 8. I remember it was that summer. And to start off with, wasn't too bad. And as time went on, like the pain was just becoming horrendous.
Unbearable.
And I would pass out. I would pass out at school. I would pass out at home. And I thought, and I'd tell my friends, I'm like, oh, did you pass out? And they're like, no. What do you mean you don't pass out? Like, oh,
it's normal, isn't it?
yeah. And I'm like, my pains were just absolutely horrendous, and I couldn't understand why is no one else's pain like mine. And then
you go to the doctors. Oh, it's just period pains.
Well, that's exactly what I did.
Pains.
Yeah, like this is normal. Like it'll ease off, all this sort of thing. And then I must have been 17, 18. And again, I went back to them and, oh, we'll put you on the pill. That should calm things down. Right, okay then. So went on the pill and yeah, okay, it calmed things down a little bit, but it was the pill where you still had to take a break and you still had your period. So then it got to the last few days of taking my pill, I was going to come on my period, there were the pains again. I thought, well, this is not really doing anything. If anything, the pill made me like really depressed. I put on loads of weight and it just didn't do anything for me. So a few years sort of like went past, but this is obviously when I started becoming sexually active. The pain of just having sex was horrendous, and I was like, the only way I can describe this is that you are stabbing me with a kitchen knife.
In the uterus.
Yeah, and I'm like,
or the womb.
Why? But again, I thought this was normal because I just started being sexually active, so I just kind of thought, well, all girls must feel this, and no, my fucking friends are going, oh, it feels amazing, and I'm going, no, you don't feel amazing. So I thought something can't be right, and then that's when I must have seen something on TV about this endometriosis, and they described the symptoms, and I was like, Mum,
this is it.
This is what I've got. So I went to the doctors about it, and they just dismissed me. They were like, we'll do a scan. Right, okay then.
Can't see anything in a scan.
I didn't know this at the time. So I went off for my scan. Couldn't find anything.
But why do they bother?
Right.
If they know, I think they do it to check that you haven't got cysts and stuff, because you can see cysts.
Yes.
So I think it's ruling anything else out.
Yeah. Which, obviously, grateful that they ruled that out. But then it was just, I think you've just got IBS.
Oh, yeah, they throw that one in as well.
I'm like, right, okay, so they gave me some tablets for IBS. Well, they did fuck all. I have got IBS as well, but they still didn't do very much, because for me, okay, yes, it was the pains, like, as you're coming on your period, it was, I didn't necessarily have really heavy periods. Like, they were heavy, but, like, they were sort of controllable. It was the painful sex, but for me, it was going to the toilet.
Yeah. Shooty bum pain.
Oh, my God.
I've got a client, right, who we found out had this conversation that she was endo, and she's from Wales. And we were just having this full-on conversation, and I said, oh, my God, only you were going to understand this. And I went, I'm going to say something to you, and you're going to get it. And she's like, yeah. And I was like, shooty bum pain. Oh, my God, shooty bum pain.
Only way you can describe it. And I remember, because you get the period poos, as I call them, but when you are so desperate to go to the toilet and you think, I need a poo, but you're sat on the toilet and you're going, I don't want to poo, I just remember sitting on the toilet.
And if it's prevalent in your bowel as well,
God.
It is like needles.
Yeah, well,
it's horrible.
Finally, I ended up, years sort of passed. I think I was 24, 25 at the time when I finally got diagnosed, and it was only because I seen something again on TV saying you can get endometriosis in your bowels, and I was like, maybe that's it. And then this is when I found out you can't find endometriosis through scans or anything like that. You can only find it through a laparoscopy. So I got all my research, printed it all off, took it to the doctors, and I went on to...
Why should you have to do that, though?
I know. And I went onto the endometriosis charity website, and it came up with all the gynecologists that specialise in it.
Yeah.
And it said something like, you can ask to be referred. And I thought, why did no one tell me this before? So I ended up getting all this research, taking it to the doctors, literally put it on the desk, and I went, I want to be referred to Birmingham Women's Hospital, and I want to see this gynecologist. And he was like, oh, you've done your research. And I was like, well, no one's listened to me for the last 8 or 9 years.
That's terrible that it went that long.
And yeah, finally went to the hospital, and she literally sat down, and I was half expecting just to go, can't do anything, but you've had no kids yet, blah, 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 all the reasons I've heard before. And she went, well, we better get you booked in for a laparoscopy then, haven't you? When I heard those words, I was like, can you just repeat that? Can I just like do a video recording or something? Because finally someone has said something. And yeah, a few months later, ended up going and having my laparoscopy. And don't get me wrong, I didn't have a lot of endo, but my uterus was attached to my bowels. And I was like, brainwave went off, and I was like, no wonder. I was like, every time I went rocking shit, that it was shooty bum pains.
Well, the first time they did mine, I was 16, and you have to sign that form, don't you? This might happen, this might happen. Yeah. And obviously at 16, I was like, oh my God, Mum, what if it does? No, it won't. What happened? They punctured my bowel.
Oh, no.
On the first one.
Oh, no.
So I couldn't walk for 2 weeks. But yeah, it got done. Yeah, that was the first out of 5.
Yeah.
And they did think that the last 5th one that I had last year, that they would have to give me a hysterectomy.
Oh, okay.
But actually, the guy came out and it took 4 hours, and he said, if I don't have to take it all away, I won't, because of your bones and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And they managed to. He said, I can't say that's going to happen again next time, because the more you have, the more dangerous, the more scar tissue you get.
Yeah.
But I am very grateful for the care I've had from the NHS, because it hasn't been private. And I've thanks to my mum again, I've had good care.
Yeah.
And good operations, and I've had a child, which they said I'd never have.
Yeah.
She was a little miracle. I remember them taking me out of one operation and saying, I'm really sorry, like, your tubes are full of endometriosis. And I was like, I don't get it. What do you mean? What are you saying? And she was like, I'm really sorry, you're never going to be able to have kids. And I was like, well, I'm going to try. She was like, you can't, because you're going to have where it gets stuck in your tube.
Yeah.
Ectopic. And I was like, well, I've got to try. And she was like, honestly, I put dye through. None of the dye got through. It's a no-go. But anyway, obviously I tried.
Yeah.
I had to carry a letter around with me that's saying, if I get shoulder pains, if I collapse, go straight to the hospital. And I finally got pregnant after a good year of trying, and rang her up, my gynecologist, and went in, and it was a highly embarrassing experience with my husband, because everyone's sitting there, they can't get pregnant. Right. And I know this doctor, she's done the last 4 operations or whatever, and she went, here he is, Mr. Super Sperm. And I was like, oh my God. She was like,
I've just got in my head a little video.
And then she was like, I told you, 1 in a million, and you've done it, Martin. And he was like, thank you. But there's all these people sitting there, can't have kids. And I was like, oh, she was like, come on in. It was so embarrassing. But yeah, they did tell me at the time, they said it's 75% that it is going to go ectopic, and she won't be found in the right place. They don't obviously know it was a girl then. But I remember getting a scan, and they were like, we can't find her. You need to come back in a week, because it was very early. And I actually remember a week later, I hadn't slept. All I'd thought about, I prayed. I'm not a prayer, but I prayed.
Yeah.
I went in, she said, empty your bladder before we scan you. And I went in, and I don't feel ashamed to admit it, I got down on a pissy floor in the hospital, and I prayed. I thought, if it's going to work, it's going to work.
Yeah.
And just prayed that they found her in the right place, and they did.
Aww.
And she's 8 now. Haven't managed to get pregnant since. Haven't been on any contraceptions for 8 years. But I've got one child and I've got 2 stepchildren that are amazing. So can't be more thankful.
No, see, I never knew not that if I ever wanted kids or not. In my head, I just kind of thought, I don't know if it's ever going to happen. So if I don't put the expectation there, I'll just kind of say, if it happens, it happens. If it doesn't, it doesn't. I mean, there were years where technically I should have felt pregnant. There was times when I was naughty and should have used condoms and didn't use condoms, and there was plenty of times that technically I should have fallen pregnant. Never happened.
Didn't. Yeah.
And then, so after my laparoscopy, I went back onto my pill, but they said take the mini pill so you don't have your periods.
Yeah.
So I was on it for
That's supposed to help it, isn't it?
Yeah. So I was on it for two years, maybe just less than. And then part of me just thought, right, I've had my laparoscopy. They've burnt away the bits that they could. Shall I just see what my body can do naturally? Like, are the pains still there? Are they not? Because obviously, because I was on the pill not having periods, I wasn't getting any of the pains.
Yeah.
So I thought I might just see what my body wants to do naturally. So I did. Came off a pill. I never got that first period. 4 weeks later, I fell pregnant. And I was like, okay, the laparoscopy worked.
How long was that after the laparoscopy? Months?
So that was about 2 years later.
Oh, 2 years.
2 years
Because
later.
they usually say you're quite fertile after the laparoscopy.
Yeah, no, this was, so literally after my laparoscopy, when they said I could go back on to my contraception, because I didn't want to fall pregnant like any time before that anyway. But then I just got to a point, I was like, I just want to see what my body does naturally. And I thought, I'm not trying, but I'm not preventing it. Like, if it happens, it happens. If it doesn't, it doesn't. Well, it happened. 4 weeks coming off my pill and didn't come on my period. And I thought, well, I should have come on by now.
Yeah.
Did a test, I was pregnant. And I was like, oh, surgery worked.
Yeah.
But then, since then, after having Clay, I was kind of like, in my head I was going, I don't want to fall pregnant, like, 'cause obviously those 6 weeks sort of thing, you're like,
no go.
Don't come near me. And then after that I was like, right, I want to go back on to contraception, because then I was worried
that you're gonna
that the pains were going to start kicking in, and obviously after you've just gave birth, your head's all over the place, and I thought, I don't want another thing to worry about, so I'm just going to go straight back onto my pill, the pill that worked perfectly fine for me before. Afterwards I was on my period pretty much 8 months straight. And I was like, okay, something's obviously not going on here and not being right. So I went back to the doctors and I said, I've been on my period pretty much 8 months now. And they said, you can't carry on like that. But we don't want to put you on another pill because you've tried all sorts, like all different pills. We don't want to put you on the injection. We don't want to put you on the implant. The only other thing that is good for endo is having the coil. And obviously you hear all these different horror stories about the coil.
Because there's 2, right? There's Marina
and the copper coil.
Copper.
People with endo can't have the copper coil, or they don't suggest it because you can get heavy periods.
Yeah.
So I had the Marina one. I've had it for coming up to 5 years now, and yes, it's worked. I've not had any periods up until October last year. But again, I've got to a certain point where I don't want any more kids. But I want to see what my body is like just naturally. And because I've been looking into women's health and all this sort of thing, I'm like, are there things I can do, that I can eat, that can naturally help the inflammation and reduce the pain sort of thing? And I'm getting to an age where sort of my hormones are all over the place. And sometimes when I have those really like low days, I'm like, is this me? Or is this my hormone, the fake hormones that I've got pumping around my body? So I'm like, let's just have it out and see what happens naturally. So I booked in for an appointment last October to have it taken out at the doctor's. We can't reach it. I was like, right, okay.
That's what scares me about them. Like, they're up there for so long.
Well, I've got a tilted cervix as well, so that didn't really help. And so they said, we'll send you off to the hospital because you're going to have like a mini procedure to have it out. I thought, okay, cool. Since that October, bearing in mind, there's been a 36-week waiting list to have it out.
There's a wait list for everything.
I'm just like, right, fine. Yesterday, I got my appointment through. I'm finally having it out in June, if they can get it. But,
and they're going to put another one in?
No. So originally, I thought, I'll see what my body does naturally. If the endo pains come back or whatever, I'll just go back onto the coil. Well, no, not at this rate. Not if they're going to struggle to get it out again. But since October, it's really strange because I've started having periods again, even though I've still got the coil.
See, I think it's good to let your body just do its thing.
Well,
naturally.
that's sort of mentally, that's where I've got to now.
Yeah.
And I mean, I've watched a lot of things as well about women's health, and they say that once you get into your sort of mid-30s, obviously people are starting perimenopause earlier and all that sort of thing. But unless you know your natural cycle, you're never really going to know if you are starting it or not. So part of me is just like, let's just go all natural. Hopefully the pains aren't going to be.
And it will all regulate itself out.
Well, that's what I'm hoping.
So the GPL1 is supposed to be amazing for endometriosis.
Oh, okay.
So I went on it last May and I lost 3.5 stone. And it really helped my endometriosis.
Oh. So how does it help?
Because it's an anti-inflammatory.
Okay.
So actually doctors, I've got a few clients that doctors have rolled it out to them as not to lose weight, just as microdose to stop the inflammation flaring up in your body. And it's supposed to help.
Okay.
So,
note that one down.
Yeah.
All my other research I've had over the years.
So there's a thing. So I came off it in September, but I was actually thinking about going to the doctors and saying, because I've actually started having little mini flare-ups now and feeling bloated and stuff like that, and thought maybe if I can just microdose it just to keep the inflammation down.
Yeah.
So I might go and see what they say.
Oh,
there you go.
Something new every day.
You do. Every day's a school day.
Where do you see yourself in the next few years, hairdressing wise?
Well, from September when we opened Ohana and the new salon, it has just gone wild. Like, I feel like a plane of people have just landed in Newhall and they all know about me. And I'm like, I don't know where you're coming from. Like, there's under 10 probably new clients a week coming in, and I'm like, this is crazy. It's amazing, but obviously I just want to build Ruby up. I always say I want to step back a little bit, but that's never going to happen because I'm a control freak and I love being busy and I love the chaos of it
education
all.
Never sort of crossed your mind?
Yes, education has. We've talked about Ohana education.
Yeah.
So that's something that my husband's from a hairdressing background as well. He used to work for Paul Mitchell. He used to educate. He's been in the hair salon industry for like Good Salon Guide and Trebly and stuff like that for years. He's actually now just come out of it. But we were thinking about putting our heads together and doing a bit of education later on in the year.
Yeah.
So that is up and coming.
Yeah.
But that, as you know, is a long, it's got to be done properly.
Yes.
And I think a lot of my clients that follow me are clients. And I don't think I have many hairdressers.
Yeah.
Because
it's doing that switch.
Yeah. And I don't want my clients to just see loads about hairdressing. They want to see before and afters. They want to see what I can do. New clients that are coming in. And because I've taken on more stylists, I want to have new clients coming in to build them up. But also, so I know, like Rio says, you can't sort of do it for both hairdressing and...
But you could if you made
a separate
thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, so then you're not...
Yeah.
You're sort of crossing over, but your clients' stuff is your clients, and if you go down the education route, that's separate, and that's to a completely different audience.
Yeah. Yes.
So
there you go. Yeah. A separate social page.
So for someone starting out in hairdressing, what would your best piece of advice be?
Never give up. There's going to be times when you feel that you're rubbish and you've done a wrong haircut or someone doesn't like the colour, but
that can happen even 10 years into it.
Oh yeah. And that's what I tell the girls. I'm like, and they're like, oh, it's really good to see that, I might be like, that tone has taken too much, or but it's knowing the colour wheel of how to reverse it. It doesn't happen often, but as long as you know the colour wheel and how to reverse it, and every day's a school day. You are constantly learning, and keep putting yourself on courses. And there's so much to watch out there in the industry.
Oh yeah.
Salon International is amazing. If you're going to go for the full day. Sit at a stage, listen to people.
Yeah.
Never think you're better than somebody else.
Oh God, no.
I've seen a lot of hairdressers out there that come out of college and go straight into a home salon, and I don't agree with that personally.
Yeah.
I know that there's a lot of people that have done it and they've made a success.
Yeah.
But I do think you have to go on the shop floor for a bit and learn your mistakes and have someone to go, I've done this wrong, or I don't know what colour to put on, or how do I reverse this because it's gone too ashy. A lot of people are going straight from college into a home salon on their own, and I'm just thinking, what happens when something goes wrong?
Oh yeah, I've been that person, and there have been things that have gone wrong. So even my advice to someone just starting out, or even going with someone that might not be in a big salon or whatever, but they might have their own home salon, but go and just, what do you call it? When you just sort of like learning, watching, what do you call it?
Get on the salon floor. Educate yourself with older stylists.
Yeah. What's it called? The name's completely gone out of my head. It'll come to me as soon as I press that stop button. Where you're just like watching someone work and you're gaining knowledge from them, but someone who has the years of experience, sort of like,
and ask questions. Ask questions, and if you're not sure, ask, is this okay? Do you think this is ready?
Yeah.
Is this all right to take off? Like I tell the girls, if you're unsure of whether to put it with 20 or to put it with 10 or to put it with 6, ask me, because I'd rather that than you put it with something and then I go, why is it not? I put it with, no, that's not right.
Yeah. Yeah.
Double
Don't
check.
just play the guessing game, because
double check.
It can be quite a dangerous lesson to learn.
Yes.
Okay,
but go for it as well, because there's so many people that aren't taking on apprentices now, and I am thinking to myself, where are these new hairdressers going to come from? Because no one's taking on apprenticeships.
No, it's like a dying thing at the minute.
Great for us, because we're going to be like 70 years old still doing hair, and there'll be no newcomers with our sticks and our stools.
And stools going to have to be double the size, because we're all going to be like this.
But if you want to do it, get out there and do it properly and find a salon, because there are salons that are taking them on.
Yeah.
But do it. Go for it. If that's what you want to do and that's your dream, go for it, and don't stop until you've got your dream.
Love that. Last question. Is there anything, hair related or not, that you'd like to overshare with us?
I've been thinking about this.
You've been quite a good oversharer today,
I feel
to be
like
fair.
I've overshared quite a lot.
Yes, I think you have.
So I don't know if there's anything else, because I've gone all out.
No, I think you've shared your mum's story and the house story, which is a lovely story. Shared about having endo as well. It's always nice to meet another endo warrior.
It is.
Knowing what you've been through as well. So now I'm going to let you off. You've been an oversharer already.
Thank you.
So have you enjoyed yourself?
I've loved today. Thank you.
It got you out of the house.
Took me 2.5 hours to get here. My dog ate a bar of chocolate this morning, and I had my husband ringing me saying, Mabel's just eaten a bar of chocolate. I'm like, look, babe, I'm out of the house. This is a you problem.
My phone is now on non-disturb.
I'm on the motorway doing a 2.5 hour journey. I've already seen so much stuff happen on the motorway this morning. You deal with that.
Well, I appreciate you coming and spending the morning with me.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you.